Hi, my name is Charlie Turnbull. Let's talk about the standard approach to tasting cheese, or the structured approach to tasting cheese. We've evolved it for level 2, although in technical terms, what we did was cut bits off for level 1 to make it an introduction. Level 2 is the full picture. Now, one of the great things about buying yourself one of the delegates pack is it comes with a whole awesome pad of these, which actually is really funky. I use these a lot. I very much enjoy these. They're very good. But let's recap what it's for. What is the structured approach for tasting cheese? What is its purpose? Okay, so the essential purpose of the structured approach to tasting cheese is to allow us to cleverly record all our observations and then draw them together into a conclusion. Now, that is about creating a common language. Anybody who's been around cheese, or in fact any technical sphere, knows that a common language is essential to make sure we're on the same pitch, to make sure that when we say nutty, it's understood across the table. Now, that's just not easy sometimes because cheese keeps slipping out of the boxes and we have to create new words and that kind of thing. But giving it a structure really helps. Also, using the structured approach to tasting cheese improves your tasting skills. It's that old story. As soon as you know how to do it properly, you can go off in your own direction and find ways to make sure that you enhance your experience. But it's about learning the tools to taste well, and is fun. Don't forget that. We like that. And actually, it allows you to record your own cheese history. I sort of have a fancy about creating a cheese app. And there you can, the structured approach to cheese could be within there. You can keep a record of your cheeses. But, you know, if lots more people take my course, I might be able to afford that. That would be quite a fun thing to do. Right. Let's quickly, before you move on to the itty bitty parts of the structured approach to tasting cheese, look at what's moved or changed or updated from level 1. Okay, so matching descriptions to the cheese library. Okay, a lot of it is about making sure that the cheese library is using the same basic vernacular as the structured approach to tasting cheese, so that they mirror each other. We've also, within the observations, introduced shape and size. That's part of matching the description to the cheese library. We know what it looks like when it's not cut. Is it big? Is it small? Is it round? Is it truckle shaped? Is it green? Whatever it is, that's important. Good qualities and faults. Throughout the structured approach to tasting cheese, we will now be reflecting on what we're seeing or observing, going, oh, what do we think about that? Is that good? Is that bad? Now, sometimes we might not know if it's good or bad. That's fine. And that's fine. We do want to record it, and we might put a note in going, not sure if this should be there, that kind of thing. Strongly encourage you to put in your uncertainties where they are there. Mouthfeel. Mouthfeel is critical for some cheeses, such as mozzarella and gorgonzola. We need that completely omitted at level 1. It was just too complex to bring in at that level. Now it's in and it's welcome. Adding a chewing element to tasting, or to put another, to talk about timing of the flavors. So we're looking at our simple and complex flavors, and the fact that actually when I put a gorgeous piece of cheese like this stunning Comte in my mouth, virtue cheese, not so much, vaguely a rubbly taste. Then a sweetness rises and we're getting a grassy note. And then there's a hint of cow or perhaps a farmyard. So these things evolve and emerge. And there's a rising of sourness and bitterness, but it's in balance. I'm boring you now, but you know what I'm talking about. And the reason for this we'll be exploring in a minute. And the conclusions, we're going to be splitting maturity and age from ripeness. Maturity and age is what happens when you leave a cheese. Ripeness is when you do something new to it, which is all about the secondary fermentations. We're going to talk about balance. Balance. What is balance? What does it mean? How to use it? How to communicate balance? And we're also going to look at assessments against standard. Now, standard is going to vary enormously because, you know, a cheese made by only one cheesemaker, there is no standard. We've got to sort of make that up. Where's one in here that falls into that category? Gorewith Caerphilly, right? Oh, no, that's Caerphilly. Wigmore, perfect example. No cheese that shape, no cheese made in that style. Vaguely like a pecorino, but it's not really. It's more creamy, it's denser. So, you know, that kind of thing. Standard, find out when we can start making judgments and where it's met those judgments. So, okay, that's the end of the introduction. We're going to go through this piece by piece, starting with the observations. See you in a minute.